So the game was recently delayed, and can you comment anything on that? Was it due to the feedback on the beta? Did you have any problems during development? What can you tell us about the delay?
Yeah, no, actually, I wouldn't call it a delay. We actually made a conscious move to move out of November into February, not due to any development issues. In fact, the reason for that was to give the game a little more room to breathe. So, obviously November is a pretty crowded time in the market, and February is also generally a more traditional release time frame for this type of title as well. So that change of date was actually something very conscious and very intentional on our part, but that actually had nothing to do with any kind of production delays or anything like that. It was entirely around having a ship window that we could own a little bit more.
What can you tell, what resolution is the game running on Xbox One?
Yeah, it's running at 1080p on Xbox One.
And 30 frames?
Yes, 30 on Xbox One. Yep.
Okay. Will it have any advantage on the Xbox One S? Because we know some games are getting more like 3, 4, 5 FPS more. So can you comment anything on that?
We've not fully finished the development yet. We're still a few weeks away from content complete. So we're still looking at all of the optimizations that we want to bring in. So we're not ready quite yet to fully specify those frame rates on the different platforms.
But of course, you will see some different frame rates and platforms on PC versus console as well, certainly as you saw today.
How long has the game been in development?
It was really hard. I think we were trying to figure that out earlier to lock down an exact time. I mean, I'd say it's probably safe to say about 2.5 years is when we started those initial conversations. So probably upwards of 2.5 years by now.
The game is Xbox Play Anywhere, right? So did you think of maybe trying to make the game at least on co-op cross-platform?
Yeah, no, we absolutely did. So yeah, the game is a Play Anywhere title. So you get both titles when you purchase the game. The game on both platforms when you purchase the game, and of course your progress moves with you from platform to platform, as do any unlocks or achievements or things like that you've gotten. Frankly, crossplay was a goal for us when we started in concept. Exactly as you say, certainly collaborative modes could be very interesting on it. Frankly, it was a question of focus for us, right? You can only get so much done during the course of development, and we had a lot we wanted to do. So crossplay is something that fell off. That being said, when we look down to future iterations of Halo Wars, we're absolutely considering things like that.
Tell us a little bit about working. How was the work with Creative Assembly?
I'll be really nice because David's right here. No, no, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say they were the only company like I really wanted to work with, right? I mean, once we got this game, Halo Wars 2, off the ground, it was my first call. Just a natural fit, right? Fantastic RTS pedigree. And one thing we quickly realized when we started having the conversations was that they were passionate about the same things that we were. To the point, as we were talking about this morning, we just consider it one team. Everybody brings some strengths to the table, and what's fantastic is those strengths are extremely complementary, right? CA brings their obvious RTS excellence, as well as high quality bar, and a shared really delight of telling stories. And from our standpoint on the 343 side, it's the obvious Halo knowledge, the prior knowledge of Halo Wars and things we wanted to do. You put that together, the team has such complementary skill sets. Once we agreed on the problems we wanted to tackle, it's really been fantastic because we come at them from such different standpoints. We get some really, really innovative solutions, and I think Blitz is the best example of that. We wanted to have a mode that was really accessible, that at the same time could turn RTS on its head a little bit, and it was just great working together to get to that.
Yeah, I think one of the great things is right from the very beginning, we share this real desire. We love RTS games, we love playing RTS games, and we just want more people to enjoy what we enjoy and find that fun in the RTS games. So people who may have found them a bit intimidating or daunting in the past, what we're doing through the different modes that we're building, from deathmatch is there for the classic RTS players who want to go head to head against people and build up fantastic economy, build up the production queues, but also through domination, strongholds and blitz is we know what makes really good RTS games, we know what makes them fun, and we want to get that into the hands of more people so that they can also see it and share it. And so when you're playing deathmatch, when you want one of your friends to come in and play with you, Deathmatch may not be the first mode that you want to introduce them to, but if you can get them into Strongholds or you can get them into the Blitz, they can see the fun that's in there, and you can take them on that journey with you, and they'll also start enjoying RTS. So absolutely. So one of the things that that we found, we spent a long time at CA over a number of years, sort of deconstructing and truly understanding what makes an RTS fun, and there are various elements. So understanding the counters. So if you're coming at me with air units, what do I need to build? What do I need to bring into the fight? And so other elements that add to the depth and the longevity are things like looking after your economy, building out the production queues. But if you break those down into different core elements, then modes like Blitz allow you to focus on an understanding of, okay, I don't need to worry about the economy, I don't need to worry about a production queue, and I can do all of the strategizing and the deeper thinking outside of the intense battle. So I can build a deck and I can look at the different units I want to bring in there, and then in the match it can be, right, I now need a Kodiak, I'm going to bring in a Kodiak, or I need some Wolverines, he's coming at me with air, I need Wolverines. Okay, I've got those in my deck and I can bring those out straight away. So it's deconstructing that fun and putting it into new modes and making sure that people can enjoy the various elements.
Do you see room to actually sell decks or micromanage or microtransactions on Blitz mode or other modes of the game?
Yep, we certainly do. There are opportunities. You can earn through challenges and through continuing playing of the game, the main game and Blitz. You can earn different packs, but they're also available as microtransactions.
Out of the blue, you announced Halo Wars 1 Remastered. Can you please talk a little bit about the development of that, and why did you decide to include it as a bonus and not sell it separately?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, when you look back at the first Halo Wars, probably the biggest critique we've heard about it is that it wasn't on PC, right? I think at the time when you thought RTS, you thought PC. So as much as Halo Wars 1 was such a fantastic console adaptation of an RTS, it just seemed like a miss to a lot of people. So when we started working on Halo Wars 2, you know, part of that natural thinking was, what's the Ultimate Edition going to be? What's that package going to be? And it seemed like an opportunity for us to kind of like correct maybe that prior oversight and finally bring the game over to PC. And what's been great about it is, you know, not only the game, but all of the DLC that shipped with it as well is going to be included as part of the Ultimate Edition. And yeah, that's just been a ton of fun, right? So the game looks better, it sounds better, it plays better, it's smoother, and it just turns into a great package, right? Because all of a sudden now with the Ultimate Edition, you've got Halo Wars 1 on PC and console, you've got Halo Wars 2 on PC and console, as well as all of the sustained content for Halo Wars 2. So it just kind of turns into like the ultimate Halo Wars fan pack. And, you know, we just really saw it as something that, exactly that, like how do we turn this into the ultimate Halo Wars fan experience?
And how was the development working two titles together?
Well, we worked off of the base assets. So, you know, a lot of the work being done was to improve upon the things that was already in there. I mean, it was interesting. We obviously had two teams on our side working on it, like some that were focused on Halo Wars 1 and some that were focused on Halo Wars 2. But, you know, obviously, again, one team. At the end of the day, this is like a Halo Wars pack for people. And no, it was actually a lot of fun, right? Working on the first one was kind of like a historic throwback for a lot of us.
One final question, I would like to know, what is your favorite Halo game? And in two ways, multiplayer and campaign.
I think for campaign, it was Halo 1.
Okay.
Just the feeling of the story, the feeling of such a strong FPS on the console. Yeah, and the world that it brought you into. It wasn't just running around shooting stuff. It was a story, there was a reason to be there, and it kept that passion through the game. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think not the same games for me, right? So I think, yeah, for favorite campaign, I would actually agree with David. I think 1, for a number of reasons, right? It was just so innovative and so groundbreaking. And for multiplayer, I would say my favorite Halo multiplayer is probably Halo 2. For similar reasons, right? I mean, it changed everything. You look at every multiplayer game, any shooter that exists today really owes its existence to that game, and that just you know, just like the first Halo changed shooters for me because I had been a PC shooter up until that point, and this was the first game for me that really nailed it. Halo 2 really launched contemporary multiplayer, and you know that emotional connection to it for me is still terribly strong. Thank you.
And the one who comes to find me when my time is through, I know